Of course, SoO, we've seen him a bunch of games so far. Really nice record so far, all over Pro League in the whole total standings, as well as 2-0 against Protoss and in total in Pro League 2014.
I mean, like most SK Telecom T1 players, he is undefeated this season.
Yep.
He's a really, really solid Zerg. Got to a GSL finals just recently, lost to Deer. No shame in that. And he put up a good fight against Deer. A solid Zerg versus Protoss player for sure. Of course, up against KT Rolster player MyuNgSiK, definitely getting the MVP award for his haircut right now. I'm loving it. Looks really good.
I am liking that style, actually.
It fits his face and his head like basically perfectly. That is the ideal hairstyle for MyuNgSiK.
It's something you gotta look into for your facial style and how you're looking. You gotta match your haircut to that to make yourself look really well. And I think MyuNgSiK did a good job of that.
Yeah, I mean it's the colors as well.
Yeah.
And the lighting.
Has a little green tint in there, if I'm not mistaken.
It looks like it. I'm loving it, but MyuNgSiK really needs to turn on the fire today. The question is like, how in shape is he right now? Is he going to be able to take out a legend? SoO is a legend. Is he going to be able to beat him here? He's 2-6 in total Pro League matches. This needs to be his moment. This needs to be the moment where he's able to pull off an upset, make the fans go crazy, and tie up this series. If he doesn't do that, TY, yes, he is a solid player, but can TY and Stats win? That's a tough guarantee to try to make.
That's very hard to call. I mean, TY, we've seen him get nervous in the booth before. He could definitely get nervous down 2-0 against Sulky TVZ. We see him really good at TVP. Will he do the same in TVZ? We're not sure. We're going to have to see if MyuNgSiK's hair can possibly carry him against this legend of SoO.
Yeah, it almost looks like there's a green tint to it, but I just like the way it goes right over his eyebrows there. The right length.
Yep.
It's nice. SoO not looking bad either. He's rocking the wave style.
Yep.
And that's something he's always done as well. The map is not quite yet loaded, so this epic match needs a little bit more time to wait. But we are going to be playing on Frost, a map where positions matter everything. It's so frustrating for a Zerg to spawn horizontally with the Protoss because that third base is so nasty, and it's hard to attack the Protoss third with that choke point. Otherwise, you're going to take a long walk around the map. And great for Protoss. He would like to spawn cross or vertical. Looks like we're going to jump into this game right now.
LTA는 SK텔레콤.
Down here in the bottom left, we have the red Zerg representing SK Telecom T1. This is SoO.
And his opponent to the top left in blue, it's MyuNgSiK. The dark horse really of the lineup, I feel. Yep. Every other player, Flash, TY, and Stats, has already shown us games this season where you go, yeah, I definitely want to call on them this tournament. Yep. I think there's a reason why we don't see Zest as well. He's kind of failed a little bit this season, and I think to put out MyuNgSiK here instead as a different Protoss player is definitely something they want to at least try once.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. This is a statement even out of KT Rolster to Zest and even to MyuNgSiK. MyuNgSiK is given the chance right now. If he possibly takes this against SoO, which he definitely has a chance of, this is going to be big. Zest could be picked out of this lineup, and MyuNgSiK could take that spot. This is a huge game for him and for KT Rolster as well.
Yeah, if MyuNgSiK takes out SoO here, then instantly everyone has to say, well, this guy's actually got some great Protoss versus Zerg, and it helps his confidence as well. So the Overlord pattern that we see here actually is that he's actually going to send his Overlord to the right. The probe went to check for the Overlord going north, didn't see it, and then assumed his opponent would be bottom right. And if he sends the probe all the way to the top right now, he's going to be scouting his opponent very late, doing something that he thought was intelligent by checking for the Overlord, but he missed it, therefore thinking that a Zerg opponent wouldn't be there. So, interesting choice by SoO. Really messes with MyuNgSiK here. He has no idea what his opponent's build is right now.
Yeah, he's going to be in the dark for a while here. Like you said, he's going to be a really, really late scout here. He may even get there so late that he's not sure of the timings of the pools. Hatcheries, we see observers showing that he is saving a bit of mineral
Oh
reserve.
my god, he's even going to go double hatch before
Yep.
pool, and MyuNgSiK doesn't know this. This is so bad for MyuNgSiK to not know this, and to not be able to capitalize on this or alter his build already. He's making a forge right now, something he's not going to need for a long time. If he gets over here and sees this, he may want to consider cannoning very strongly.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I mean, he has to go for that forge. He has to be safe. He has to make sure that he's okay. He's going to come over here, see this third going down. Well, I don't think he... Oh, yeah, he did see that. So he does know this is double hatch for pool.
Hey, he knows, and he's not going to try to cannon. He's even going to come into the main base here, see if gas is taken. Now he's going to be so frustrated. Because if you're up against a build like this, you want to have your tech up as fast as possible. You want to have your gateway before your forge. You want to be able to get that core out early. Because there's no threat, you know? There's no threat at all. He could start a cannon right now, but of course he's not going to because he's not going to need it for a really long time. He's going to get that core up as soon as he can, all things considered, but...
Yeah. I mean...
Oh! Don't choke.
Like you said, you know, the forge coming out first, he definitely did not need that. We do have a bunch of fans up on screen right now.
I wonder what he was pointing to his knee for.
He's got a big knee. He was making fun of his knee. It's got to be what it was about.
Maybe.
You didn't seem too
I'm not
confident in that,
I'm not confident, I guess. No. Zergling's speed being researched, pulls out of gas afterwards, for the most part, so that you can get his droning up. You always want to do this when you go double hatch before pool against Protoss. You get the speed to control the map, and then you want to have those extra minerals because you have so much more production with that fast third base, so much extra larva. You want to be able to drone up as fast as possible and have the minerals to add those extra queens. So you want to be minimizing the gas income because you're not going to need that for a little while.
Yeah, definitely. Make sure you guys take note if you're one of these newer players, you're playing Zerg, you don't want to keep mining that gas. You're not going to need it for a bit.
Yeah, I would also say even further than that, if you're a newer Zerg player, probably don't double hatch before pool on the ladder. It's
don't take this build and say, oh, he got so far ahead against Protoss on this map, you know, and I'm going to do it in every game. And then
it's definitely a build that's experts only, especially at the lower level. You know, some of the builds your opponents do they don't even make sense. They might actually just kill you. We have the Overlord Scout see the Stargate. This has been a really solid start for SoO here. MyuNgSiK is he's not making any mistakes. He's basically doing the best he can with the cards he's been dealt, but SoO is just always on top of him, getting the scouts, being ahead of him with the fake out with the Overlord.
Yeah, I mean, SoO's got to be really, really comfortable right now. Starting that lair on is natural.
There's the initial kill on the Overlord, but of course SoO already compensating for it, will not use any production time here. I know you said the lair was on the natural, right? I missed that. Okay, that's pretty cool to do. Definitely can bolster your hit points there, and also make it a little bit more difficult to spot sometimes if a scout comes around the right side and then times out before it can see the natural.
Yep. Do you have a roach warring going down as well?
He's not taking any. He's not cutting any corners here.
Yeah. I mean, SoO is just in such a safe position. He's just doing everything right. He got his three bases up really safely. Gonna do everything safe, just like you said. Get that roach warren if he needs it. Gonna maybe produce some roaches. Gonna get those spore crawlers in the mineral lines. Gonna ward off any aggression that he does with these phoenixes. Right now, just trying to go around, take out as many of these overlords as possible. Just gonna be an annoyance.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of overlords down there.
Yeah. They're spreading out. They don't want to die.
Yeah, he's spread them out a lot down there, almost as if he was expecting a sneaky Warp Prism drop or something. But this is actually going to cost him big. You're not supposed to have that many overlords on, especially not in that location of the map. Generally speaking, that drone thought he was so lucky. He thought he got away. He's just teasing him.
These Phoenix is such a tease.
What a tease.
Coming in here, taking out those gas drones. Gonna delay some of that mining on the gas. Force him to re-put them in.
This is a lot of damage done by these Phoenixes. If he only knew about the Overlord to the bottom right.
And look at this. 2 more Stargates going down for MyuNgSiK.
This is going to be one of those games. 3 Hydras actually could be killed by these Phoenixes. I don't know the energy count, but well, looks like he's got enough.
He's got to be careful, though.
Yeah.
Some other Hydras coming in there. Doesn't want to take too much damage, doesn't want to lose any of those Phoenixes, want to keep them up for them out of control.
So we may see that Swarm Host versus Deathball composition, depending on how Sue decides to play this. And oh my god. Does he see? I don't think he... Oh, the Changeling.
He does see. The Changeling is in there. Sneaky guy.
I don't think he knows. He hasn't killed it yet. MyuNgSiK has not killed it.
Yep. Infestation Pit coming
Yep,
up.
we're going to see it. So all dots are connected. We could also maybe see Vipers come out and just try to attack with Hydras, use the Vipers for Blinding Cloud, and many yanks on the Colossi that are going to be low in number at this point in the game.
This is the point where you're completing that dot-to-dot picture, and you begin to realize that it's an elephant, not a dog.
Yeah. What?
You know what I mean? You're like doing the dot-to-dots, and you're trying to guess what it is, and you're like, oh, it looks like a dog it could be, but then you like start to dot-to-dot the trunk, and you're
I know
like,
what you're saying.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely... I assume you're referring to the Changeling, but... I know exactly what you're talking about, but I'm like...
I mean, like, all the parts of the picture are starting to come
Here
together.
they go. There's a lot of Phoenixes here versus a Hydralisk count that's relatively small. I mean, it's small enough so the Phoenixes can actually just fight here. And here we go. I mean, Phoenixes versus Hydras. Who would have thought?
Having enough Phoenixes, though, you're able to pick up so many of those Hydras. It doesn't matter how many you have, and with 3 Stargates for production, even though Su saw it, he did not prepare enough for it. And even with that tiny ground army to support it, it's enough. And a big army chunk coming out of Su right there.
I mean, that was a pretty confident move by MyuNgSiK.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
if
knew.
there are like 4 to 6 more Hydras in that composition, the Hydras might win the fight. And then you're like, well, I lost all my Phoenixes and all my tech that I committed to. Well, I have late Colossi. And
it's easy to see that MyuNgSiK has done this build before a lot against Zerg.
he's definitely confident with it. And I think it's something that, since we don't see this all too often in competitive play, where somebody will aggressively make Phoenixes and ignore Hydralisk, just attack into them like that with a tiny ground army. I mean, we just had 1 sentry with Guardian Shield. See, here now he can't quite contest. He used a lot of his energy. He's not confident enough. He has to walk away. What a crazy game so far.
Yeah, very interesting fight there out of MyuNgSiK. Adding a bunch of gateways here so far forward, getting that Twilight Council as well, starting charge, getting the +1 to air as well as Colossi range. 6 gateways in total, I should say. Those Void Rays, they're going to do a bit of harassment, able to take out that Spore Crawler pretty quickly with the overcharge.
Yep, there's no Infestors nearby, and the Hydralisks are totally preoccupied right now with the Phoenixes, which are going to come back in here for a backstab. And they kill not only the Queen, but as many drones as they can pick up before the Hydras come home. The Void Rays, meanwhile, escape, and this is starting to get out of control here, the amount of harassment that's done. +1 air, more and more Colossi coming out, adding those gateways, getting the Archon tech ready. Potentially Psystorm as well, depending on how the transition goes for Su. He's not actually going into Swarm Hosts. He's really sticking with the Hydralisk force and Vipers, which could definitely be very useful here. He's going to need them if he wants to fight straight up.
Yeah, and it looks like he wants to fight right now, moving out with this force, not waiting any longer. Feels like he has enough Hydras to deal with all of the air of MyuNgSiK. We're going to have to see how it goes. Pulling the Colossi, getting that one pretty quickly.
That was a great pick off there by Su, and MyuNgSiK definitely being a little bit careless, not having his Phoenixes or any sort of vision of where the Zerg army was. Just totally caught off guard by that.
Free Colossi.
Yeah.
Free Colossus, I should say.
And, could have been 2 potentially, but he wasn't able to grab the second one.
Yep. And
this
after
is
that, getting some more energy, moving out again.
Even adding the Queens here for that extra anti-air and for the transfuses.
Yep.
Roaches
As
for
well as
buffering
roaches.
against Zealots, yeah. This is like a Coca push where he's like so confident to fight the Death Ball of the Protoss. So many charged Zealots though.
Yeah, a lot of charged Zealots in the back, as well as those Colossi and Void Rays.
Feedback going down on the Viper. The Queens get lifted, and the Colossi now uncontested. Going to work here. They need to target those Hydras. The Void Rays actually help clean up the Roaches. And here we go, lift after lift, and we are watching Su's army get dismantled here.
Yeah, left with only 1 Void Ray, though, is MyuNgSiK, but he's going to come over here with a lot of these Phoenixes. Thankfully for SoO, they don't have much energy, but this is going to be rough to deal with. Those 2 Colossi still alive, as well as a bunch of those chargeless. He's going to be able to get a lot of those right away with how many gateways he has up.
He could actually just ignore the ground army and start picking off the Vipers. That's what he's going to do. One Viper goes down, second Viper goes down. He can actually stick around with no infestors there. He has nothing to worry about. And this army is so strong. You know, there's no infestors, there's no ultralists, there's no broodlord tech here, so he can basically just use that AoE damage and try and dominate. Without force fields, though, he has to be careful.
He definitely has to be careful. Those 3 Colossi in the back, though, doing a lot of damage. The forward warp in point has to get up here, has to get those Zealots into position. A lot of the ground army, besides the Colossi, have gone down, though.
There's just no Corruptors here. There's no answer for the Colossi, and the Phoenixes buy enough time for the Colossi to do the damage at the back. More and more Warpins coming in here, and SoO is starting to crumble right now. He's in big trouble, and MyuNgSiK seems to be the Protoss that KT Rolster needed today. Really nice micro by SoO nonetheless. Like, he's hanging on here. He's trying to.
He's trying to, at least trying to target down that 1 Colossus, but with those Zealots in the back as well. Just too many reinforcements, too many gateways, no Corruptors like you mentioned for all of these Colossi in the back. This could be it for SoO. GG. MyuNgSiK taking a game at a SK Telecom T1. And look at his face.
That's a great stepping stone in your career to be able to beat a great SK Telecom T1 Zerg like this with a pretty smart style, fighting the Hydralisk head-on, something he may become famous for. And just very respectful to his opponent. You know, this is the type of player who hasn't really shown big flashy results just yet, so to just take this win and very subtly bow to the crowd, I like that a lot. SoO looked like he got hit by a train. Like, his face when he typed GG was just kind of like, I cannot believe I lost this game. I cannot believe I lost those Hydras to the Phoenixes.
Yeah. I mean, everything in MyuNgSiK's play was just so confident. You can tell he's very practiced in this matchup. He definitely came in here, you know, he knew this was his big chance. Definitely practicing all day for this, making sure he takes this win against SoO. This is big for his career, like you mentioned. Big for KT now, tying it up 1-1. We're going to have to see how it goes in the 3rd set with Sulky and TY. Could go either way now from here.
It's